They're known as the Big Six. Just a half dozen African athletes carry the Olympic dream of an entire continent here to Beijing. But the question remains, how can a continent of 1.3 billion people be represented by just 6 athletes at the Winter Olympics? African representation has plummeted since Pyeongchang. In 2018, a record 8 African nations were represented by 12 athletes, double the number of these games. 5 countries are represented here: Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, Madagascar, and Eritrea. But South Africa, Kenya, and Togo are not. And even the continent's representation is narrow in scope. Alpine and cross-country skiing are the only sports in which African athletes are represented. There is zero African representation in skating rinks like this one. Athletes are calling for action from the International Olympic Committee. They point to the iconic 5 rings in the Olympic flag, which are supposed to represent the 5 inhabited continents. For its part, the official Olympics website states there's plenty of African representation to get behind at the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics. The IOC says the pandemic likely played a role in the reduction of representation. But amid rising criticism, it says it will look into the qualification rules and quotas ahead of the 2026 Games. The IOC provided funding in the form of individual scholarships to 429 athletes for Beijing 2022. Europe was home to 295 recipients, while Africa received the fewest, just 16. Some athletes are calling for the reinstatement of a controversial continental quota to give African Olympic hopefuls a better chance of reaching the Games. It was removed in 2019. To date, no African nation has ever won a medal at the Winter Olympics. The hope is that changes can be made so African nations can boost representation in time for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina.